Did you know that New York has a famous pink Victorian mansion? Hello, and welcome back for another build tour video today. Honestly, this tour has been a long time coming. This all started back in October because YouTube randomly recommended an exploration video of this house on my YouTube channel homepage, and I instantly wanted to recreate it. I mean, I think I had 0.2 seconds and I was like, I gotta recreate this home. I previously posted a video where I showed some of the exploration footage and built the shell recreating the entire floor plan as best I could from the videos that I was watching. If you want to catch that video, I'll link that down below, as well as the playlist where you can catch the full and edited VODs of the live streams for this build. I decided to look in Google Maps and see if I could find it, and voila, here it is in all its glory. It's in New Berlin, New York, and you can tell it's definitely faded a lot more. It's not nearly as pink, and it's just really sad to see how a beautiful home can become this dilapidated over time. But this is technically the front of the home, more so than the side over there. I just thought it would be cool to show you a more updated view of this. It says over here that it was July 2024, so not even been a year. It's just very overgrown. And I don't normally do this, but since we were recreating an actual home, I tried to find the history on this house a little bit. And the home was built for Captain Charles Harris in the summer of 1860, and Harris paid a master cabinet maker, David H. White, a rate of only $1 a day to build it until its completion. So we're talking about a house that's over 170 years old. And despite the decay, one of the most impressive things that still remains in this house is all of the woodworking details, and there are a lot of like ironwork details as well in the exterior. But there's just a lot of ornamentation, and there are nice pocket doors, and the wood is very phenomenal. I highly recommend that you check it out. But the like floral wallpaper kind of peels from the walls. Nature's begun creeping in through the broken windows, the rotting floorboards, and it's kind of like a hauntingly beautiful time capsule in a way for the history of this house. This mansion has a really fascinating history that's tied to the Underground Railroad. It's situated around 400 feet from old train tracks, and it served as a crucial stop along the clandestine network. And hidden within this house is a staircase leading to the attic that was believed to have been a hiding place for those seeking freedom. I just like recreating things that have a little bit more storyline to it. But if you want to read more about this house, I'll link some articles down below for you. And then one last thing I want to mention before we dive into the build is that I actually created a family for this home. I am not a cast person. If you're new here, I primarily build. Cast is not my thing. I can count on one hand how many times I have created Sims or families of Sims. But we did come up with a story in the live streams when I first started working on it back in October and November. And we came up with this story that there were two single moms, each had a teenage son. They decided to move into the home together and renovate it and restore it to its former glory. So the idea of this build is that it's a work in progress. This is Celeste Moonstone, or Celeste. You can say it however you want to. But she is very much into jewelry making, crystals, crystal creations, kind of is her vibe, and tarot readings. So very much into like the astrological and kind of ethereal type things. I'm just gonna go through these quickly. Formal, athletic, because I'm not really into cast, y'all. I'm not good at it. Her sleepwear, swimwear, party wear, her hot weather look. Got a nice little tattoo there. And then cold weather. So that's her vibes. She's very much cheerful, a maker, just keeping in mind what hobbies I had in mind for her, and loves the outdoors. So she's a crystal crafter as her aspiration, and a collector. So it makes sense, right? Then we have Julian Moonstone, which is her son, and he's very much a musician. He's into music and artsy types of things more so. So I have Muser for him, a music lover and creative. And then for his kind of vibe, he has his formal wear. I just thought that worked really well. Athletic look, super cute. And then sleepwear, party. Look at those pants, so shiny. Then we have swimwear, hot weather, and cold weather. So he's very stylish, And I forgot to mention, he has musical genius as his aspiration, which makes sense. Then we have Evelyn Hartfield. So her aspiration is to be a painter extraordinaire. She also has Muser, creative, art lover, dog lover. You can see we have a dog. And then a little bit of her vibe here. Formal. Got some like funky spunkiness to it. It's just very artsy vibes. I looked at her and was like, this is artsy, So this is some of her wear. I like the little paint splatter design and such on that. Swimwear, hot weather, very much into patterns and fun things like that. Then I have this, and the idea with her is that, yes, she's mostly an artist, but I have some like cross-stitching type things in the house as well. So she's very much just into artsy things. And I was pretending like she made these pants, and they have the paw prints on it in reference to our little doggo that we're gonna get to in just a second. And then her son is Leo Hartfield. Now, Leo is more into the athletic side of things. So he has like a bodybuilder aspiration, high metabolism, active, and self-absorbed. So you can tell he's very bulky. This was tied into my own personal life story and as to why I made the sons be this way, because my brother was very much this guy, not very bulky, but very much athletic, into a ton of sports, and that was kind of his thing, and working out. I was more the musician. I play piano, I play clarinet, and was into the artsy things. I'd paint a lot. So we were very different in that aspect, and I wanted to tie my own story into this a little bit more. But then for his look, you can see for his formal wear, I don't know, it kind of gives like pimp almost a little bit. And then our athletic wear, just kind of like bro vibes. So lots of sweatpants and tank tops and hoodies, things of that nature. But this is kind of what we're looking at with him. But then we have Mira. So this is Mira, and this is by no means related to my miniature schnauzer, Mia. But she's smart, playful, and a sleuth. So I thought that was kind of fun vibes for her. I know I just gave a lot of background and context before we even got to the build, but I just wanted you to have more of the storyline. That way when we get into it, you might be a little more invested with why we have the layout and the rooms the way we do. So here we are, this is the lot. Now, one thing I got a ton when I was working on this house on the live streams, people would come in and say like Coraline vibes. This is the Coraline house, it looks like the Coraline house. So I don't know if y'all see it or not, but I definitely get the vibes from that. So just going over the outside really quickly, on the side yard over here, I wanted to put this nice fountain installation with the water feature. And we have all sorts of fun fireflies and things. I'll show y'all what it looks like at night. And then we have a nice little kind of statue garden space right over here next to this door. Now, one thing that you'll notice, obviously, there's a ton of pink. That I wanted to lean into that a lot with the storyline, as well as just that's what it actually was. So we have pink flowers everywhere, some purples here and there, a little accent of yellow occasionally, and some white. So those were the color vibes for that. But just putting some flowers around here, the nice little bench. We have a walkway. We have two doors on this side. Just keep in mind, Victorian homes have some kind of quirky things in the floor plan, and I'll get into that when we get to the inside. But we do have two exterior doors to the inside right here. Nice little tea area. We have a little bird bath and bird feeder over here. Then on this side, this is the front entrance. So this is how you actually get into the foyer area. And I put a huge fountain, and I just thought it was really pretty vibes to have this. And we have the scrying bowl over here. Some nice benches, some gardening tools and things of that nature. We have a ton of plants out here, so we gotta have like gardening stuff to tend to it, right? And then over on this corner, we have another water fountain with tons of beautiful flowers that wrap around to our back area. So I was about to say back porch, but we don't really get a back porch per se, but we have a little patio space out here. I put a table, a bike. We have the crystal charging station. So that's for Celeste. And then we have our little barbecue, monkey bars. And then we have over here telescopes and planter boxes, a nice little hangout space for nighttime. And then I put this over here because I was thinking of the sons. So this is more for Julian, and he can play piano out here. He does performances potentially. People hang out, his friends come out and hang out over here while he performs. Now this is debug, but it was so pretty and matched the aesthetic of the house. I wanted to use it. So technically not functional in that regard with like being able to walk up on top of this, but it was for the vibes. It was for the vibes. And then over here is more where like Leo gets his little space to play some basketball. I put a little punching bag out here. And then we have our trash cans nested over there. Forager's bench. So just keeping in mind that Celeste likes to, you know, forage, collect things. And then just some more like nice ivy details. And then the other thing that you'll notice overall is that we have some holes still in the roofing. We have some busted out windows on this part up here. So these got replaced, but these are still a little rough. And I went to town on putting all of these stain decals everywhere. And so we have this kind of detail on the inside as well. Let's go ahead and head inside, shall we? So as you enter, like this, whenever I say I studied those videos, I swear this floor plan is almost tit for tat. Like I can vouch for this floor plan being extremely similar to the original house. I tried to keep the style, even the wallpaper here. I tried to keep everything that I could that was in the house the exact same as possible. But we have our nice little foyer area over here, a nice gallery wall going all the way up. We'll get up there in just a minute. But you'll see like we have some cracks and things in the house. We're still renovating. It's a work in progress, so not everything has been completely redone. We have all of our art and cross stitch in the hall right here. So once you come over to your right, immediately you're met with the parlor room. So this is like a more kind of formal front room where you would just come in here, read. You got your knitting and all sorts of things like that. And you have like a desk space right off the front as well. We have our bird over here, and one thing you'll notice, I think that's really fun, is that I put this paint swatch that we got from the artist studio kit to make it look like bird poop. So we have some bird poop on the floor that needs to be, you know, cleaned up a little bit. But the idea here is that there are still some things that are a little in disrepair on the walls, more so on like the bottom floors, and we'll get into why as we go up it doesn't happen as much. But we do have some like nice touches with some spider webs and things like that. And then off of this parlor space, we have our living room area. So this is our primary living room. I say everyone, but there were a lot of people who loved the vibes of the color scheme in here. I think it's a really fun color scheme. What made this so difficult was that the doors are pink on both the outside and inside. So I had to try my best to tie pink on the inside somehow. But there's a lot of brown wood on the inside of the actual house, so I was like, I gotta be creative with how I'm gonna do this. So I tied in this little bay window seating area with the pink, and it came with this red color and this yellowy color. And I tried to bring that in, and this life and death rug was perfect to tie those exact same colors in. And since I used the life and death rug, which introduced this blue color, everything just kind of started coming together and gluing together really well. So the area rug right here is what ties in all of the colors of the living space. And so this is what we have going on in the living room. I wanted like an old TV, some board games, kind of like this is a nice hosting area. It's a huge, huge living space. And then in the actual home, we have this type of fireplace with the vent right here going into the wall or something along those lines. It's been a minute since I've seen it. I intentionally put the sooty spots right here, which is what they're called, next to the fireplace. So that was like very much on purpose. We have our little dog corner over here. And then as we go through the main archways, we have our dining space off of that. This is the formal dining area. We have our cute little family photo here, which I love. And that's part of the reason why I put this picture in the house, was because I knew I wanted to create a family for it. One thing that was really fun too is that I started building this right as Life and Death came out. And with that, we have these tarot card paintings, which is one of my favorite objects, hands down, from the entire pack. And I was trying to use a tarot card picture in every room, at least every like main room. So you'll see these tarot cards everywhere in the house, and that just lends more to Celeste's vibe as well. But you'll see over here, that's where one of the side doors is located. It's actually on the dining space. You know, a little weird, but not surprising. We have a door here. I'll get to that in just a second. So as we come through this archway, this house is big, y'all. Like, this is a big house. We have is the dog in the pantry? Mira, what are you doing in there? Out of all the places, that is not where you need to be. So off of that, we have a hall into the kitchen space. Now, the cabinets in here, I tried to match the exact same style as in the actual house, as well as just the layout of the cabinets in general. So this is exactly how the cabinets are done in the house, at least to the best of what I could do. And you can see like we have some renovating that we still need to do in here. Got our fridge area over here, nice little stove. The sink is a little weird because I wanted the shape of the cabinetry to match the actual house. And so that trumped everything, but I still put a sink here. It just looks weird because the cabinets clip into it. I'm just pretending that doesn't exist. Y'all can pretend too. But we have the dog bowls under this window right here. And then we have like a nice little coffee tea area off the side with the microwave. As I just showed a minute ago, this is the pantry space that Mira has made her way into. So it's like a very nice, big, open pantry. Tons of stuff you can put in here, tons of food. And so we cluttered it up. We cluttered this house up. Like, this house has so much stuff in it, it's a little overwhelming. And I'm going to definitely forget some things with the storyline. So, you know, if y'all want to comment down below if I've already missed something, or by the end of this video, let me know what I forgot to mention with why we decided to choose what we decided to choose. But this is where the other side door was going to. So the two side doors on this side go to the kitchen and the dining space. And then off of that, where we had that door, is that kind of secret staircase that I mentioned at the start of the video. So this is the staircase where you go up and you can get all the way up to the attic from. I will say there's a lot of staircase in this house. It's 4 levels. So off of the back porch area, we have this little mud room. Now in the actual house, the shelves were on this side, but I couldn't make it work because of the door needing to be here. So I put the shelves over here. But in the exploration video where they were going through this house, there were labels for these shelves, and one of them had like dolls or dollhouse. So having the dollhouse here might seem a little random, but this is like at one point in time in the history of the house, they had doll stuff on a shelf in here. So I put the goth house and then I put shoes, just some like storage things. I was pretending like these were maybe blankets, but I mean, you could also need towels in here as well. And look, we got another tarot card painting behind the picture here. Cute. And then we have just like more mudroom space. You can hang your coats, whatever, put your shoes down, and just have lots of random storage things in here. So that's kind of the vibe, like no shoes allowed. But I had a lot of fun with little details like the pipes and the stains all over the house. As we come back to the dining space, there's this other room off of it. This is the office area. I wanted a built-in like formal office space. We have some nice bookcases behind us, and this is the vibe for in here. We kind of covered up some of the damage that's still on the wallpaper peeling behind the pictures. We have our tarot card right there for in here, and just some nice records, the gramophone, and then the books on the floor and everything. So kind of a cute vibe. And then, as we're still on the first floor, y'all, we have 4 floors to get through. We come back to the living area. There are these 2 doors. So this one over here is just going back to the foyer area. But this one right here is where we get to our bathroom. I will say for the shape of the bathroom, it's a little weird. But in the actual house, this is how it was laid out. It was just a shower over here, sink, and a toilet. So I would not normally have used this space this way because it's a lot of empty space. I would have organize it a little differently, maybe put a double vanity right here or something. We have more space for cabinets, but I did it true to the house, so that's why this looks the way it does. Again, just using a lot of the life and death. We have lots of green vibes in here, another tarot card painting. And then off of that, we have a door, and this is where it connects to Evelyn's studio. So the other back porch space that y'all saw goes straight into the studio. So this is kind of fun. Big open space for her hobby and her crafts and things like that. I think it's really pretty. And I put these rugs down and put the paint on top of the rugs, which I think makes it look a little more realistic. We have like the messy, I was pretending like this was green paint that splashed up at one point, just making it a little bit dirtier. And we have another tarot card right here. And then one thing that's really fun about this is that we have a skylight. So I put this in. I thought that was really pretty to get some natural lighting in your studio. And the direction of the sun, y'all, this is how detailed I get. I get pretty detailed with my builds. The direction of the sunlight being this way, I wanted the easel to be in the line of the sunlight. So I thought that was a really nice, fine detail that I don't think would come across to anyone hardly if they were just plopping this build down and looking in it. And then off of that, it's just like a little closet space that was in the house, and I just used it in this regard to put all of our paintings that were finished or are drying or whatever, just some more supplies and storage. And so from a top-down view, that is the first floor. A lot of things, lots of rooms. This house had a ton of rooms, and you can see probably why, despite all my other builds I was working on, this took a while to actually finish. So as we go up the stairs here, you'll notice, of course, we have our gallery wall. I love putting gallery walls by staircases. We have a lot of plants, have a nice little accent table here, some nice decor elements. I put these like feathery things inside of this vase. So that's not what it's normally in, but I thought it worked really well. It was really pretty. I wanted this color to match with the rug here, the orange. You can see some of the gallery art all the way up this next staircase that we have, but we'll get to that floor in just a second. So once you come up to this landing, the first door you see is this one, and this door goes to a bathroom. So this is pretty much what the two teenagers use. It's right off of their bedroom. So this looks really nice, and I didn't put stains and stuff in here because the idea is that all of the bathrooms in this house were renovated. They had to be. There was no plumbing. It was disgusting. From the real house, all of the bathrooms looked awful. So all of the bathrooms have been newly renovated. There aren't any like stains or cracks or anything. So I was a little bit intentional on where I put little defects like that around the house with the storyline that I was trying to tell. And then we have off of that a little laundry space. We got some nice little spider webs. I don't know if I'd say that's nice, but you know what I mean. It's charming. And then off of that is their bedroom. They share a bedroom, but it is huge. It is a big bedroom. So this is where those busted windows are right now. And that's why I put the tarps here as the curtains. I don't know. It just kind of fit the vibe, I thought. Have some nice sports equipment, and then a frog over here next to the window, a little hangout space. The color scheme in this room I thought was chaotic in a fun way. I was using the Cozy Kitsch rug right here with the checkered pattern as a lot of inspiration for the room. And it has pink, orange, red, and blue. So it introduced a lot of colors. And I wanted to play on those colors in different combinations around the room and the space itself. But this is what we're looking at in here. Got a couple of dressers, have a nice little desk nook area, fun little hangout space. Got like basketball stuff over here, posters, things of that nature that you usually see in teenagers' rooms. I think it gets both of their personalities. So I was thinking more so like Leo is over here on this bed, and then we have Julian who's in this bed. But those are the vibes for that. And then we have a door off of this room over here. And this is the shared space for them and their activities. So Leo has like a workout area in the house. This is his little gym space, which is really nice. I would have loved to have had something like this if I were into that. But then also now Julian has a music space for his stuff. So he gets a keyboard. He has his guitars. He has his violin. This is a shared space. And then this is just like a little hangout space for them. Play video games, do homework maybe. Now, one of the weirdest things about this floor, and this is off of the floor plan from the videos, I watched 2 different exploration groups go through this house, and they were long videos, and I watched them very, very carefully to try and get this floor plan correct, and this was the best I could do. But no matter what, I know this is right. So off of this room, we have another room. So there's no hallway. You kind of have doors connected to other rooms. And that's very typical of old Victorian homes. So this is Celeste's bedroom. So she's the one who's into crystal creations, jewelry making, things of that nature. And so I did a lot with like reds and blues in her room, which you can clearly see. Look, tarot card. But just some nice little gold accents. We have the mirror over here, dresser, office nook, and then obviously bed space. And then off of that, this is one of my favorite parts of the house. As you come up the secret staircase right here, so see, you don't really have to go through your kid's bedroom to get to your room. You could take this entrance off the kitchen. This is the Crystal Creations room. So I was thinking of this as like a home business, which is so funny because now you actually could make it a home business. You'd have to like change the furniture around a little bit so you can actually sell the stuff on the correct furniture pieces. Or you could just add a kiosk and do something with that. But we have like some nice little displays, a tarot card right there. But this is where I was imagining that your customers come up through the house. So they just kind of enter in the kitchen or the dining space and can come right up. They don't have to walk through the house anywhere. But honestly, you could just take that window out and put a door to the outside to come directly in. But I was trying to stick to the original floor plan, which is why I didn't do that. But she has a really pretty collection up here of things. And I cluttered it up. We have so much jewelry everywhere, and I just think it's a really fun vibe to have a space like this. It would be so cool in your house. And a nice little seating area with some books, and then another staircase going up there. Now this is her bathroom, and it's split, and this is how it was in the house. So in one of the 2 videos you could only see inside this room, and this was all you could see. You could see a clawfoot tub and a vanity. There was no toilet in here. Now, it is common in Victorian homes that the toilet is separate or in a separate room. So that's what I did in this house. So this is where she comes to bathe, you know, and get ready a little bit, brush your teeth or whatever, wash your hands, of course. And so this is her space for that. And then on the other side, I turned it into like a vanity area where you do your makeup, you get up and get ready, you know? You get everything done in here. This is where the magic happens. And then off of that, I put a little toilet. So we have a toilet. This was the one room in the video that we couldn't see inside of, and that's because the flooring here did not exist. Like at all. It was gone. So they obviously did not want to risk that. So this is one of the rooms that we just could not see at all. And so y'all can see a top-down view of this floor. Again, it is a big house. It's a big house. It's been so much fun working on it though. I'm so proud of it. And there's just so much to do in this house. There's so many activities. Like your Sims are going to be taken care of in this house, let me tell you. And then as you come around and come up this staircase, you get to another landing. It has a little bar area, which is kind of cute, little seating area outside. Just a nice little hangout, got a tarot card. And then this is where Evelyn's suite is. So as we come in here, when you go right, she has like her own little living space. My idea with her entire suite area was that she is up on the 3rd floor and she has to go up and down a lot of stairs every day if she was to go to the living room or the kitchen or something like that. So I was trying to make her bedroom space kind of serve as like a multi-purpose area for like a living space of her own up here. So in the actual build, this part of the house, the upper floor was completely unfinished. Like it was just a huge attic space. So there is no like dilapidated areas in here because it was built. Like they finished this part of the attic. She has a nice little office space too. One thing that I did in the stream that I'm surprised that I even remember now is I put this little freezer bunny guy right here. And I wanted to put one in here, but we were looking at the different ones. And if you look really closely at his eye, this pattern here, it matches this from Cozy Kitsch. And I thought that was so funny that we found something like that that matched so perfectly. But I put some like nice music vibes in here too. She's into all sorts of arts and things of that nature. So, you know, she and Julian get along really well, which is kind of funny that there's that cross compatibility between the other son and her. And then this is her bathroom space, which I honestly really love doing on stream. I had a lot of fun with this room and cluttering it up and getting a nice, like fun, vibrant style to it. And then her little vanity area, so she gets a, you know, get ready with me area too. But she has a closet, and I like cluttered it up with some of the jewelry as well, because obviously Celeste makes jewelry for her too. So Evelyn kind of has some of that jewelry on, and in Cass, you'll see on her hands and on her wrists, like I did that intentionally, that Celeste makes her jewelry. I had a lot of fun tying in the storylines, I think. And then off of that, you'll see we have another door right here. This is where you get to the rest of the unfinished space upstairs. So I wanted to leave part of it unfinished. Now what you'll see here, keep in mind, she's on the 3rd floor. I wanted her to have a little kitchenette space. So I didn't give her like a full kitchen upstairs, but she could leave like some snacks, some treats. She has a mini fridge. She doesn't have to go downstairs to the kitchen for every little thing. So she has her own little space up here. I put the sink over here with some dishes, so she cleans her own dishes a little bit, has some dirty ones that she still needs to clean. But this is kind of the vibe here. And then we put all sorts of junk upstairs in this space. Old TVs, old furniture, poor Herb. He's so sad being stuck up here. And then one thing too is I put gifts behind this. Like this is where the moms store Christmas gifts and things for the kids. That was kind of the vibe. And so this staircase is what comes off of the Crystal Creations room. So that's a top-down view of this area here. So we still have to get to the basement. So to get to the basement, we have this staircase over here. That's in this little hallway right here. So we can go down into the basement. Now, in the actual home, it shows parts of the basement, but the floor plan was a nightmare to get through. There was no way that I could easily figure out the floor plan. We only saw like a couple of quick glances of the basement, and that was it. So the basement was completely unfinished, and I was like, I'm just gonna do a random shape in the basement, and we'll do what we want. So as you come down the stairs here and go to the right, you'll see that there's an archway, there's an entrance here. We got a frog, got some crystal balls. I think you all know where this is going. Got our paranormal curtains. You come in right here. This is like what I was thinking of as a waiting space, like a waiting room. And you come over here, you can check in with a clerk or someone that we have working for us. So we could have another home business right here. The guests can wait over here. They can have some tea, just relax a little bit. You'll see that we have the Secret Sanctuary's secret door. We'll get to that. We have a bathroom over here. And right off the bat, you might be thinking like, what is going on in here? That's a very reasonable question. some ghostly things happen here. So when I originally came across this, I was thinking of Harry Potter. So if you don't know what this is actually the Spectre sip. It's like a cup, and I sized it up. Originally, whenever I did that, I was like thinking of Harry Potter and the pensieve, you know, with the memory thing where you stick your head down in and you can see the memories. We were thinking like the hands are coming up to grab you, but I was also, for the bathroom space, it was kind of funny to think of like if you don't wash your hands, that they're gonna come and get you. So you better make sure you wash your hands after you use the bathroom. So that's just supposed to lend to kind of the spooky vibes a little bit with this. And then we actually have pipes here and a hot water heater off of that, which is supposed to go up into the house, you know. Now, what I'm really excited to show y'all, this is where the tarot readings occur. So you come in here and there's a lot to look at. It's like very cluttered on purpose. There's a reason for that. We have tons of candles. I wanted candlelight to be the main source of light in here. But we have our tarot booth, just lots of nice little clutter items. And then we have like our crystal ball, seance table area. Got some like creepy vibes here. I love this. I love this room so much. I had a lot of fun. And then we have our little doll here. You know, doesn't look like you need to mess with her. She'll do something to you. And then this was like one of my favorite parts of this room. I put the skull right here, and it was making me think of Voldemort because of the time we were like working on the bathroom space over here with what we did in there. And I was trying to think of the pensieve and how it like opens up and it folds out these mirrors. So that was the idea with this. And there's like a little bit of a layered look with this behind it. But then I also kind of put these frames that generally are on the wall. So I built walls here and then deleted the walls so the frames would stay around these mirrors. And so the mirrors have like the glow, the light on them. It's such a vibe. I just think it's really cool. And this was like potentially demons coming out to get you or something like that. They're trying to escape, right? Whenever we call on them, the ghosts from the past are trying to escape. So it's got some really fun lore, I think, to it. And you could do so much more with the story, but those are the vibes for this space in here. I just think it turned out really well. And then last but not least, we have this space over here. So this is a nice little reading nook area. Plenty of books and hangout space. There are plenty of hangout spaces in this house. Like there's so much you can do. We have some board games, some storage, some old like trophies and things of that nature, the old phone. And then off of that, we have an entertainment space. So we have the theater from Casanova Cave. And I put some jerseys up. We got more dog bowls down here, so Mira can be down here with us. We have dog treats right there. We have all the gaming consoles, some video games up here with the books and stuff, the records. We have the little record player here from Secret Sanctuary, and just some nice art. And then my favorite is the popcorn bar. So we have a dedicated popcorn station in here, and I would love, love, love to have this in my house eventually because I have so much popcorn stuff. It's insane. But I put the candy maker in here too. So you can see that we have like the candy ingredients bottle up here, a little bit of cotton candy, and then other types of candy and snacks and things like that for whenever they watch the movie. And I came across this piece of popcorn and I was like, well, we got to make it messy, you know, like they dropped some pieces of popcorn when it was made. Got a little bar. And whenever I reviewed this kit, I was saying how this bar makes me think of movie theaters because it shows like the display case in the front of it. And then we have like the old furniture with the duct tape on it. So such a vibe. I think this house, it is just, there's so much to do in here. And I loved every second of putting this house together. And I'm so proud of it. And I hope y'all really enjoy it. And so as a top-down view for y'all, so it's a big house. It's a big house. We got a lot going on. And so as it gets dark, I just wanted to show y'all what it looks like with all the dragonflies and fireflies roaming around. It's so pretty. I think it's such a vibe. I think these are some of the most underused things in the game. People just don't remember about them. And I don't remember about them every time either. But I just think it's so pretty. So we have some over here. Like, look at that. Look at the way that looks. It's just so pretty. I love it. So this is the house at nighttime. It's very well lit. My Sims are miserable because I'm not taking care of them. And as y'all know that I love to hide things in my builds. So in this one, we have the rose quartz. This is hidden somewhere, and the ball of yarn. So I wanted to tie in the two moms. Good luck finding these. I hope you do find them. Let me know if you find them. Just don't say where you found them. So I'm uploading this on the gallery as Primrose Place. Now it will show this ugly photo as the front cover, but it'll also say it uses CC. It does not use CC. I promise it does not use CC. But it is a 3-bedroom house, shockingly with how large it is, but 5 bathroom. And then I put, this charming pink Victorian has been revived by 2 creative single moms and their teen sons. Inside you'll find a crystal jewelry shop, art studio, and a shared gym music room. The attic's still in progress, but there's plenty of cozy space for hobbies, laughter, and chill vibes. Oh, and don't forget Mira, the pup with paint on her paws. So hidden somewhere inside a rose quartz crystal and a rogue ball of yarn. Can you find them both? One thing I wanted to mention real quick too is that I do have the family on the gallery as well. I'd love to know if y'all download the family for this particular house and play with them in this house. So thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this video and decide to stick around. You can catch my streams on Twitch and stay connected on Discord in between uploads. If you would like to become a Soul supporter, I have also linked that down below. I appreciate the support. And with that, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay? Bye. Y'all, I still can't believe that I did cast for this house. It was kind of fun. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would.